I'm Terry Whitley, and my action research project is entitled Video Games and Digital Storytelling to Teach Writing. I knew from the beginning that I would use my AR project to find a better way of teaching writing. My students were bored, and I needed a new way to engage them. The entire 11 months of this program have given me a toolbox full of tools to encourage interest in my classroom. MLR. Dr. Wiley introduced me to Second Life, a platform I was totally unaware existed. Because of this, my gaming and education ideas took root and blossomed to one of my answers to my AR project. This class also got my feet wet with APA, which I benefited from greatly. MLT deepened my understanding of multiple learning theories, making it imperative in my mind that my action research involve finding a new way to teach writing. EDE. With this class, I believed I could not be any more amazed by free technology. We learned about Google Docs, Twitter, and Facebook as platforms for learning. I had no idea Google Docs existed, and it never occurred to me to use either Twitter or Facebook in the classroom. Dr. Deason is the professor who told me about Alice. He was concerned about me using MIT Scratch and thought Alice was worth me looking into. It turned out to be the program I used for my AR project. It was also his knowledge of APA that helped me get my lit review done. Rita Hanaway contributed greatly to my AR project in an indirect sort of way. The Web 2.0 tools I discovered lit a new fire in my classroom, which in turn convinced me that video games to teach writing was my answer. Learning to search for education blogs and finding out about Flickr and Delicious have all benefited my classroom. When I was doing my Cycle 2, because of this class, I was able to show my students Flickr as a source for finding photos for their digital stories. FPE. Kathy Craven's course was the reason for my Cycle 2. After Cycle 1, I was at a loss. I knew I could not spend the amount of time in my classroom that it took for Cycle 1, but I didn't know what to do. Then she taught us digital storytelling. Because of this class, my action research project was saved. Dr. Siegel's gaming class. This class was a lifesaver for me. Dr. Siegel watched my Cycle 1 video, which at that point I felt was a failure, and showed me that it was not at all. He considered it a great success and encouraged me to continue on with a different strategy. I'm very much considering that after graduation in the new year. Teaching writing has become harder throughout my 5 years plus of doing it. I had to find a way to encourage today's digital natives to embrace this ancient art. In my research, I discovered that a British teacher used Miss 3 the Exile to teach writing. He would move through the game while students gathered around it at their desks, watching it as it was projected onto a screen. After a set amount of time, he would stop and tell the kids to describe what they'd just seen, how they felt, etc. This process of writing ended up producing high scores at the end of the year's assessments given in Great Britain. Then I read about another teacher, Kurt Squire, who used Civilization 4 to teach world history and got astounding results from the students who would not normally participate in the class. He even noticed that the conversations in the halls changed from various pointless topics to historical topics, or, "Hey, you couldn't do that. It was against the treaty we all set up." Students were even going as far as doing research on the side so they could get further into the game. The Sims game was also used in research in the classroom. It all really spurred my thinking. How could video games enhance the writing process? When I was introduced to Second Life, I thought that could be a way. I could take my avatar, Lavender McWhitty, to places like Kaleba, or even just to sit in my house to film lessons using ScreenFlow, and that might engage my students. Today's students are completely consumed by video games. This had to be the answer to my dilemma. I had to find a way to make their world a focus in my classroom. Okay, here we are with Victoria. Do you like to write, Victoria?
A little bit. Sometimes I like to.
Okay. What is so hard about writing for you?
If we have to write a good story, I sometimes don't know what to write.
What about if you learned how to write creating a video game of your own? Would you like to do that?
I would love to do that. It would be awesome.
Okay. What would make it so awesome?
Because if I ever played the video game, I would already know what to do because it's like my video game.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. All right. Thank you. I decided I would teach the 4 genres of writing to create a video game using the ALICE program. Students would learn the narrative genre by creating the storyline, the descriptive genre by describing the game's characters and settings, the how-to genre by creating a game manual, and the persuasive genre by coming up with an ad campaign that would convince students to play their game. The whole cycle hinged on the ALICE program. If I could sell it to the students, I could hook them on the writing. Or that's what I thought. The first couple of days of writing were encouraging. I never heard those dreaded words, "I don't know what to write." The groups were excited and laughter filled the room as they brainstormed the topics for their game. I was extremely enthusiastic at that point.
Regenerated 10? I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, that is a good one.
And he's fireproof.
He burned alive. He doesn't have hair or anything.
Yeah, you saw a picture of him, like, there's a whole animal and all that with no fur, his eyes are all white.
No, he has like a firefighter's uniform on.
No.
Yeah, this is funny. Okay.
Yeah, one big eye, one little eye.
No.
What I didn't anticipate was the fact that the students were more enthused about ALICE than they were the writing. They rushed through all their writing so they could work on the game. They wanted to create as they went along, not write and then create. In fact, we didn't even get to the last 2 genres. There was not enough time in the summer program. So consequently, my entire project didn't get done. I saw Cycle 1 as a failure and didn't know what to do for Cycle 2. I started Cycle 2 in September and used one of my 8th grade classes. You were part of the digital story project that we did with the 8th graders. I want to know how you felt about writing before you did the digital story project.
It was kind of boring.
When I gave you the assignment, when I gave the whole class the assignment for the project, I said that you could write about a family member or a family get-together or something, and then or persuade me to feel the same way about a cause as you do. And you seemed to right away know what you wanted to do. Was that true?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you do?
Our family vacation was Disneyland.
Okay. How were you able to decide so quickly?
Because it was fun to do with my family at Disney World and do all the things that we did.
Okay. When you wrote the story, the composition, did you feel differently about it, about writing from the beginning? Or was it about the same?
Kind of, because it was something I wanted to write about.
Okay. And how did making the movie afterwards change the whole project?
Because you got to see it came to life.
The results were, quite frankly, astounding. When the students added the music and pictures to their written composition highlights, I was given a window into what they were thinking and feeling when they wrote their pieces. I was very literally awestruck by their creations. Although Cycle 2 has ended, I don't consider my project complete. The results I found positively coincide with the literature available. I have submitted an article to educationweek.org on my findings and hope that it will be printed in order to demonstrate the idea of teaching writing using video games and digital storytelling in the classroom. I have begun digital storytelling with my 7th grade class and am contemplating another round of Cycle 1 with students in our after-school program. Full Sail University's Education, Media, Design, and Technology program has been a journey of a lifetime. Because of this program, I found the answer to my career dilemma, which saved a digital immigrant in a digital native's world. Thank you so very much.